Hello ladies and gentlemen, how are you? You're looking very pretty today. I sound very sick. I've got a lot of hay fever. We've got all the hay fever going on today. I love hay fever. Okay, today we're going to be watching a match with some white belts from the 2010 Pan American Brazilian Jiu-jitsu Championship. It's got a guy called Greg in it. I don't know the other guy's name. This week also we're going to be having 2 videos going up. I've been on holidays the last 2 weeks and I felt pretty terrible last week. You might be able to hear my nose. I'm struggling to breathe. So I will be doing 2 videos this week. One today, one tomorrow. Might get uploaded another time. I'm not sure. Yeah, sorry about missing last week, but not really. I felt terrible and I can't find any matches. It's so hard to find matches. Okay, so let's get into it. All the Windows noise. Let's drop this volume down because these guys talk a lot. Okay, so we've got our 2 friends here. Dude on the left, he's going to be our coloured friend. Guy on the right, he is going to be our white, non-coloured friend. Alright. This match, it's got an few interesting points to it. Yeah, it'll be a good match, I think, to watch. Right here is where it starts to all sort of go wrong. We've all been there. You think you're doing alright in the tournament, and the guy just throws you, and you end up on your back and not having a good time. That's what just happened. Let's go back and watch that again. No, YouTube, what are you doing to me? Why about tournament match? That's how we get all of the content for the JuiceJitero show. Okay, so our friend on the left here, coloured, friend on the right, shorter friend is white. As we're going in, you see he sort of goes for that leg rip a little bit there. Yeah, it's working for him, it's good. They're both down like this. This is something that you see in a lot of white belt matches where they're both too scared to be attacking each other. So everyone waits for everyone else to make a mistake. Is how it goes, pretty much. So that's what happens. Our coloured friend here, he does seem to have better skills when it comes to takedowns. So I think this is more, yes. So the white friend here seems to have better skills when it comes to takedowns. Coloured, he seems a bit nervous, so I would blame him for the posture that they're in at the moment. With good reason though. He's trying to break some grips, but white's grips are just too strong. Yeah, here's a good spot to be breaking the grips. What I would prefer to see him do though is bring his hands around and go on the inside and just grab a collar or something. It's very unlikely that you'll be able to break someone's grips when they've really got you gi, especially around the lapels. If you're struggling with that, just swim and go on the inside, either grabbing the bicep, grabbing in there like that, or just grab the lapel and happy days. Instead, white just sort of coloured sort of leaves his hands on the outside. White starts pushing in now. The posture that coloured's getting, it looks like he could go for a throw or something, but he does just walk back, and he really breaks his posture down trying to break this grip. White may be pushing him down there a bit, but it really looks like he put himself there, which is something that you don't really want to do. As soon as, because he was bending down, White was able to push his head down, which then meant he wanted to lift his head up. As soon as Colour lifted his head up, White just put the leg behind the other leg. I'm going to try and go back and hopefully it won't break. No, it's broken. Oh yeah, I love you, YouTube. You are so good. Okay, so going in, they've both got terrible posture. We're going to be watching the same parts so often. I've been trying to, like, when I was like trying to, you know, sort out the show, sort out some notes, I kept on trying to rewatch the same parts. Like, oh, that was interesting. I should watch that again. Every time I had to do that, I had to refresh the page because YouTube was just dying, which is awesome, and I love that. I love it when that happens. So, pushing and pulling. He ducks his head right under. He's still got this grip here, so it looks like he's trying to put his head down and lift up, which is not really ever going to work. There's much better things that he could be doing, like going around and going on the inside. So his head goes right down here. Ideally, if I was white, I'd just sprawl on top of him. That might be a stylistic thing. Might not be the best in this circumstance, but especially if you're familiar with another takedown, which we do see coming up. But yeah, I think that's the way to go right now. Would be pulling him in and sprawling on him. Yeah. So as soon as Coloured lifts his head up, foot behind, and just sweep him down. Pow, takes him down. They're outside of the lines here, so they go back into the middle. Give me 5 seconds. Yeah. An important part of talking on a microphone is being able to breathe. As with anything, oxygen helps. Okay, we'll go back to the show. So they just go put down, reset, back to the middle. Yep, white gets 2 points for that one. Yeah, Coloured's looking a bit more cautious now, not as eager to just sort of run in and fight him. So yeah, right now he's still not sure of what to do. They're going back into this posture here, which it isn't too helpful for anyone. If I just got taken down by a guy, I'd be pretty careful about standing up with him again. That takedown was sick. Ideally, you'd probably pull a guard or something, but that can be hard. Right now, he does a very white belty thing and just starts throwing the guy around. You just sort of see the panic. And they end up on another mat and get reset from the guard. That's the way a lot of white belts do it, is they'll just throw and pull and toss people around, and hopefully they fall into a favourable position. Shoots for a double leg, which was, he shot from too far out there, I think, was his main problem. We'll rewatch that one. So hands go up. Coloured doesn't really react in the way you'd expect him to by putting his hands up. But there's also a lot of distance here between the two fighters. So to hit the double leg properly, White's going to need to get his knee about here, which looks a bit far from where he is currently. And he also doesn't drop his knee to the ground at all, actually. So you can see the shot there. Coloured is well prepared for it. Although his legs aren't too stable, like he's still there and happy and enjoying himself. While White's arms are fully outstretched. If Coloured sprawls, his arms are just going to lose their grip, and he's nowhere near his legs. So even if he does grab him, he's not going to have enough power to get him down. So what ends up happening is White gets rolled over into side control, and our friend gets delicious water. No points there for the sprawl and takedown defense. Ending up in side control. White's doing well here, bringing his leg up. I'd be a bit worried about keeping this arm where it is. Just to watch out for the Americana, especially at a white belt level. But Khaled would need to move this arm around a bit. So he does have a bit of notification in case he does go for that Americana. Controlling the hips and the pants very well. Ideally, if you're in side control, you want to control the closer leg. That stops them getting away from you. Whereas right now, if White wanted to, he'd be able to put this inside leg onto the bicep or the elbow and just kick it out. And Khaled won't be able to hold on. So continuing on. He looks like he's trying to go to mount. Which would be good if you're controlling that pant leg. You can pull both legs towards you and then it's easy to get to mount, but he does let go of that grip. He's trying to control, but something really powerful just there that White just did is this arm on that shoulder. And that is saving him a whole lot of hurt. Hay fever. Am I right? With that arm locked, there's very little chance of Khaled going to be able to coming back down on top of him. He does try, and you can see that he's not able to put his weight down, which means White can get his knees through and pop him up quite easily. It looks like he's going for a triangle here, which would be awesome to get, but the chances are reasonably unlikely, mostly because of how high Khaled is. He is resting on the knee, but even then, it looks like he's still got his hips in, so he won't be, as soon as that knee goes, he'll still be sort of up a bit too high. Does lock his legs here, you can't hear it because I'm talking, but his coach starts yelling, don't lock your guard, don't lock your legs, because there's not a whole lot you can do from there. So he lets go and swings around back to guard very nicely. Holding on to that lapel really helped him there. Right here, he's got both hands on the lapel, really keeping him in. I'd like to see the feet on the hips though. He could perhaps go to a De La Riva or some sort of open guard, but I wouldn't expect that sort of technique at a white belt level. Yeah, so feet and the hips would be the way to go here, I think, or standing straight up. At this point, I don't think Khaled has gotten any points because he stuffed the takedown, so he didn't have a guard to pass. Whereas White is up on 2 points, so ideally, if you're fighting a points game, I'd like to see White stand up and take him down again, and then 4 points, clean and happy. What Khaled starts to do though is he grabs the pant leg here. You can see his hand here now. Grabs the pant leg. I assume he's doing it on the other side. I can't really see, but yep. So he's got that hand and this hand both grabbing the pant legs, which is exactly where you don't want to be if you're sitting down like this. White will also need to get a bit more of a grip going on up here. He's just sort of got his hand resting on the bicep at the moment, where he really needs to have more of a horse rein grip on the sleeve. So what happens here is it's a very lazy pass. Khaled just keeps his legs pinned to the ground and just walks around him, and then White just sort of sits there and can't do much, which is why it's really important to make sure they don't get those grips. So that time, Khaled was able to get 3 points for that pass, so the score is now in Khaled's favour. He's going to go for a knee right or a mount, but gets rolled. I think that was just being a bit too high. So you can see here he puts his knee up. As soon as he felt White start to go up like this, he should have dropped that leg back and slammed everything he has into the ground. Unfortunately, he does start to go a little bit too high, and you can see this triangle that he's got going on now. That's exactly not what you want. So it doesn't take much. He just White's able to switch his hips, and over he goes. He's not entirely able to consolidate the position too well. What I would like to see would be this leg going on the other side of the head, either going for a Kimura straight away, or controlling the pants and then sliding back, and then putting your chest on his face. I think that would be the way to go. He does this little fancy roll to get out of it. Goes to take the back. You can sort of see this won't work because White's spine goes down here, whereas Coloured spine is out over here. So you really need to swing around, which he's unable to do. So they do end up in this half guard sort of situation. White could definitely still get the back. Right now he needs to be popping out and coming around to the top to get his 4 points, which would put him back in the lead. He does just sit there though, and now you've only got probably 2 or 3 seconds from when you hit the ground and you're in this half guard to being able to do anything. Yeah, so he just sort of sits there and he's not able to. He tries to come up, but he needs to free his head. A lot of it relies on the head. Instead, he ends up in half guard. Doesn't control the guard too well either. You can see his legs are just sort of sitting like that. If they can get there, they're probably able to lock the triangle with the legs and keep him in a bit more, while you readjust and figure something out. Coloured's going well because he's got his head down here. He's using it as a base. Well, he brings his leg up and he puts this knee under to prevent White's hips being used too much. So he puts his arm under the leg here. I don't like that because you can get triangled, which we saw White go for before. But it does seem to work well for him. You can also get your arm trapped in here, which can be annoying for a while. And it can be a risk eventually, depending on how good your opponent is. Alright, now right there, we see White just sort of open his legs, which doesn't do too much. I'm not sure why he's hooking this leg. There's not anything he could really do with it. But it does give Coloured the opportunity to take his arm out, and he's controlling that leg and that hip very well there, while he comes around to north-south. That was a good little roll from White. I don't think there was too much to it. It looked like just a bit of a roll. They're standing back up again, which works well for White with his takedown game before. Not much going on here, just Coloured just dropping his level a bit and staying there. Water is so good. So they're both on the ground here. Coloured does a good thing by standing up again. If you're not comfortable on the ground, stand up. He puts a butterfly guard on. This is all kinds of dumb. I don't know what goes on here. I was watching this before and I thought, oh my god, this guy's just been winning the whole time and he's about to lose. So they're standing up. Coloured sits down and pulls butterfly guard. Now, keeping in mind, there's 3 minutes and 14 seconds. You know, that's how long the video's been going for. And out of a 4-minute video. So he boosts him way up. I thought he was going to be coming out the back. Maybe like a deep half sort of thing. He goes right at the back, which then means White sees the opportunity for an armbar. And dives straight onto it. there's not too much to it. He doesn't get the armbar. His legs are crossed and they're also about halfway down, or like really close towards Culler's hips. Where ideally you want to have, a leg up against the head and a leg under the armpit. Are two good spots for it. So, yeah, he goes for the armbar, pulls it, yanks it. At this point, he's got the back. He should really put his feet to the inside of the thigh and take the back. Oh, sorry, that's so wrong. That isn't... What did I just say? Look at this position. He's flat on his stomach, and I'm talking about taking the guy's back. I don't know. Okay. They continue on. The fight's over now. I guess modified rules for local competition, maybe. And it goes on. Fast forward through here. So they're going okay, and our coloured friend wins, and that's the end of the video. So, that was the video. Moral of the story: if you're sitting on the ground, make sure you've got grips. Control your opponent with your feet. If you're good at takedowns, do a lot of them. If you're bad at takedowns, don't get taken down. Don't stand up with them. Yeah, I think those are some good lessons. Hopefully I'll record another video tomorrow. I'll upload this one tonight, and another one tomorrow, and then I'm going to go die of hay fever. Thank you for watching.